Hello, this is Will from JourneyWallStreet.blogspot.com. I'm here to review the trades for May 2nd, 2012. I'm going to do things a little bit out of order today because I have a lot to go through. So let's just go straight to the trades. I just want to update you real quick on my swing trades. As you can see, Microsoft, it's below this kind of gap area, so that stopped me out. TEVA, I didn't want to give it too much below 46, so I got stopped out about I believe it was about the 70-ish, somewhere around there, but I got out of that. WDC, I was really looking for a kind of a little bit of a gap fill, and I got it right there. I'm not expecting this big of a move, but considering I bought it around this area, that was a pretty nice move. Plus, it's a little further than a lot further than the measure move of the inside bar. So good trade there. Cree, still looking good. I'm still holding on to my entire position that I established at 31.30. I will look to add once it breaks about 32.70, hopefully with volume, because this would be I believe it's a 2 or 3 month high. Well, actually no, it's a lot higher than that, but new high of this year, calendar year. Okay, now we're on to the day trades. Let's start off with the really bad trade, ugly trade in AEO. So I was really trying to focus on the tape, doing a lot of tape trade on here. So my first entries were again on the tape around this area here. I was able to excuse me, buy a little bit on this little push up, sold some into the top move. Once it pulled back, I got in some more, sold some as it kind of stalled in there, and stopped down the rest, then kind of gave it another try, and it didn't work. So that's all fine and stuff, and at that point it was still relatively controlled and okay. Then once it broke above 20, I hit some up top as it broke above, but as you can see, it pulled all the way down and kind of consolidated in this area. I was still in the trade, but in my mind, for whatever reason, I was thinking, okay, it might pull back some more and drop back down. So once you can't really see it here, but it broke below here, and that's basically inside bar play. So I went short, and with a stop up here, and as you can see, I was super wrong, way wrong, and I had way too much size when I did this, and I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't see it clearly. I should have flipped it when it went above it, but because of the size that I took and the loss that this gave me, I completely missed out on the rest of this trade. And not only that, but I couldn't even watch this stock anymore because I just kept getting reminded of this thing here, and I was just tilting. So I missed out on all this move because of my irrational behavior. And after that, I kind of moped around for a little bit and took a little breather and came back, and I traded things like Google. I tried to get in on this inside bar here. I mean, it's relatively tight, so I thought my risk versus reward was not bad. But as you can see, I got stopped out here, and Google proceeded to take off after that. Amazon was another thing I tried to get into, inside bar here, and I tried to go for a short, which was a bad idea, and I can see I got stopped out, so not good at all. Other trades I was in CHK. CHK, I was participating in this little move. and I thought I had a chance to really go, but as you can see, once it broke below this little uptrend, I was stopped out. I tried to give it another try on this pullback or this pull in or whatever this was. This was a tape trade, and that failed too. Not too bad, but still, it's just a C trade. Goldman, I gave this a try. As you can see here, inside bar, and I got in on the break above here, and it worked out initially, but I didn't take the trade, or I didn't make the trade and take profit or anything, even though it kind of was the measure move. I got kind of stagnant, and I guess you could say I was lazy because this happened when I was at work. But I got stopped out here for a small loss. HLF, probably my most frustrating trade today, only because it happened so quick and it was just, let me explain what happened. So I was watching it pre-market, and it was pretty clear that this 59 was going to be a level. So in my mind, I'm already thinking, I'm going to be short 59 and I'm going to set a stop above 50. So I did that, and boom, I'm short around 96, 98, really good price. And then for whatever reason, 8 seconds later, I covered, or my stop triggered, and it hit me out here. I had absolutely no reason or no idea why I got stopped out. I checked the prints, and I mean, nothing happened. It never went up above there, so I was pretty upset. But I didn't really continue to trade the stock because it was very difficult and really fast. But as you can see, if I held on to that one short, I mean, I pretty much shorted at the best possible time, and I could have got 8-point move. That's ridiculous, but I don't know what happened. CNW, this was kind of a trade I let get away. As you can see here, very, very nice wedge, right? Little nice inside bars in here. And I got into a position trade, pretty decent size, and my stop was below 80, so I had a just like a tier 2, tier 3, 2.5 type of thing. And yeah, look, it broke free, but I sold it way too early. I got flat here when it just continued to go. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I should have sold some here and held on to the rest and go from there, or maybe had a better plan to get back into the trade. But a lot of this was because I was still somewhat tilting with the AOE and all that stuff. But this would have been a great trade. It turned out to be just a okay trade. BRCM was another stock I made a lot of money in, or made a good amount. This is where I began my comeback. So I got kind of yelled at for this trade because they said it wasn't really a play. But I don't know. I saw a kind of inside bar play here, and somewhat of a pullback or somewhat of a descending triangle trade, and I guess it was a C trade that turned out to work because I sold into the 60s here and here. It would have been great if I held on, but I mean, this brought me back from nowhere. CAVM, this trade was probably my best trade today. I didn't execute it as well as I want, but it was a good trade. So CAVM was weak, pulled back here, and when you see something like this, a really sharp pullback or a pull in from the lows, you're expecting a really bullish bar to come after it, because if this was going to be a reversal, then you should see kind of a continued strength, like at least green bars or green bars a little lower and break out from there. But it didn't. So that told me that it was still super weak and there was a very clear seller. So the general idea was to get short below below that candle, but because it was had an uptick rule, I tried and I tried and I tried and I couldn't get short. Finally, I just kind of laid over or whatever, and shorted 51s. And when it pulled back to like around 66, that's when I realized that there was quite a bit of selling done at 66. So I was able to get some at 61s. But I mean, I didn't fight for my prices basically. I just took whatever was available, and that didn't give me the best prices, and so my average was not as good as it should be. So see the measure move here, and covered around the 40s. So sure, it continued to go, but very good risk reward for this trade here, even though I didn't get filled till like down here. But at least the idea and mindset was there, even though I had a pretty rough start. Finally, after our magic or nonsense or whatever you want to call it, Green Mountain Coffee. Too bad I didn't get put on this, but earnings came out. Stock was absolutely crushed. I waited for this pullback. I got in some here, and I think I got some maybe around right there, and I kind of kept it tight, and I covered way too early. I covered in this green candle, and then I covered down here. This was purely a chart play with tape backing, because I saw that a lot of offers were being held for quite a bit. It would lift but come right back, and yeah, really quick trades and really quick a quick gain. But I almost got involved here. I should have gotten involved here. What I saw was the 50 was just holding the offer like crazy, and then 40 was buying like crazy. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, there's a chance it's going to keep going, so my out would be below 40, because once that guy stops buying, then the thing might drop. So maybe give it 40 to 35 cents. But up top, there was the 50 that was just constantly holding the offer. So that made me think that, hey, this looks better for a short, and it was right. I mean, 50 was the highest print at that point, after that point, and then boom, that thing dropped another 2 points from here. But I wasn't involved at all. But I kept saying that I should have been, but shoulda, woulda, couldas. One thing that kind of messed me up from being involved in this move is because I kept thinking scalp long, scalp long. At some point, it's going to be a scalp long, and it was, but really, really later in the after hours. So, and then once it did happen, I kind of was done with the trade, and wasn't really looking to actively trade the after hours anymore. But this is for sure on my watch list tomorrow. Definitely will be a pretty interesting uptick rule. So might have some fun with this thing. But let's see. Also on my watch list tomorrow is Visa. It was really started off great. Then I don't know what happened during conference call, but that thing just tanked and recovered quite a bit, but still way off its after hours high. Another stocks that are reporting tomorrow morning that's all going to be on my watch list was AMT and EP. They're usually okay trading stocks when it's in play. Should be definitely in play with earnings, but we'll see. And one thing I was doing lately is really trying to learn tape trades. So I've been recording parts of my open, and I want to be able to see what happens prior to a big move. Maybe something on a chart or catalyst, or something on the tape that could show why the move happened, and kind of try to understand like the speed of the tape, how fast the prints are going, does it move, how fast it moves away from the prices and things like that. Hopefully, if I do this an hour a day for the next, 10 years, I'll become a decent tape reader. But anyways, Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.